Good day, everyone. This is Jenny's Fashion Channel. Thanks to all my amazing fans and subscribers. This channel is all about leveling up on your fashion designing skill. And today, I'm going to teach you how to cut ladies' trouser. So if it is what you are all about, you are definitely at the right place. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now will be a very good time for you to smash on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? The first thing is to draw a line as my baseline, which will also serve as my waistline. Then I'm going to draw a vertical line here to serve as a guide for taking my measurement. Then the next thing is to get my hip line, okay? And my hip line is on 8.5 inches. It is good for you to measure your own to know where your hip line falls. Then I'm going to take 1.5 inches off for my waistband, okay? Then I will come down by 8.5 inches for my hip line. I will mark and draw the line. Then the next thing is to get my crotch line. And for me to get my crotch line, I'm going to take my hip measurement divide by 4, okay? And I will divide it by 4 again. That's the hip measurement I am working with is 40 inches. Then I'm going to divide 40 by 4. It will give me 10 inches. Then I'm going to get 1/4 of that 10 inches. That 10 divided by 4, it will give me 2.5 inches, okay? Are we on the same page? That's your hip measurement divide by 4 again, or your hip measurement divide by 8, okay? Mine is 2.5 inches. I'm going to come down from my hip line by 2.5 inches for my crotch line. I will mark and draw the line. Then the next thing is to get my tie line. And for me to get my tie line, I'm going to come down by 3 inches from my crotch line, okay? If you're of a bigger size, you come down by 4 inches. I will mark and I will draw the line. Then the next thing is to get my ankle line. That's the full trouser length, okay? I will come down from the waistline by 40 inches. Then I will mark it and add 2 inches for hemming allowance. I will mark and draw the lines. Then for the knee line, I'm going to come down by 21 inches from my waistline. That is where my knee line falls, okay? I will mark and draw the line. Then I'm going to take my hip measurement, and the hip measurement I am working with is 40. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for ease. It will give me 41 inches. Then I'm going to divide it by 4. It will give me 10.25 inches, okay? So I'm going to mark that on my hip line, on the waistline, and also crotch line, and I will connect with a straight ruler like so. Then the next thing is to get my crotch extension. I will take the difference between my hip line and my crotch line, okay? And I have 2.5 inches there. Or you take your hip measurement divide by 4 again, or your hip measurement divide by 8, okay? Then I'm going to mark it. Then from those points, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches diagonally. I will mark it. Then from this my hip point, I'm going to go up by 1/4 of an inch. I will mark it. This is to make sure that your crotch is not that deep, okay? You can use your free hand to do it without calculating it if you are too sure of yourself, okay? Then I will connect. You see that curve there? It is perfect. Then the next thing is to get the green line or the center line. So I'm going to measure this my crotch line from those points to the crotch extension point, okay? And I have about 12.75 inches there. So I'm going to get the midpoint of it, okay? I'm going to mark it and I'm going to connect it straight down and up like so. On this my green line, that's where I'm going to take my dart, okay? And I'm coming down by 5 inches, okay, for my dart. But remember, we have taken 1.5 inches for the waistband, okay? So I have 3.5 inches left. That's 5 minus 1.5 inches. It will give me 3.5 inches. So I'm going to come down by 3.5 inches. Then from those points, I'm going to go in by half an inch and go out by half an inch to form a dot. Then I will connect like so. Then I will take my waist measurement, okay? And the waist measurement I'm working with is 32 inches. Then I'm going to add half an inch for ease, okay? It will give me 32.5 inches. So I'm going to divide 32.5 inches by 4. It will give me 8.13 inches approximately, okay? Then I'm going to replace this 1 inch that intake here. It will give me 9.13 inches. So I'm going to mark it. Then I will connect it to the hip line like those. Then the next thing is to take my thigh measurement, and the thigh measurement I am working with is 24 inches. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for ease, okay? Because I like my trousers to be free. I don't like it too tight, okay? So it will give me 25 inches. So I'm going to divide the 25 inches by 2. It will give me 12.5 inches, okay? So in taking our measurement, we are going to get the midpoint of 12.5 inches, okay? It will give me 6.25 inches. We are going to place 6.25 inches on the tape on this green line, okay? Then I'm going to mark on both sides like so. Then for the knee line, I'm going to take my knee measurement, okay? And the knee measurement I'm working with is 16 inches. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for ease. It will give me 17 inches, okay? So I'm going to divide it by 2. In taking your measurement, I want you to know that you have to divide your thigh line, your knee line, and your ankle line by 2. But for your waistline and your hip line, you have to divide by 4. Are we on the same page? So if I divide 17 by 2, it will give me 8.5 inches, okay? So I'm going to divide 8.5 inches by 2 again. It will give me 4.25 inches. So I'm going to place my tape like so, okay? Making sure that I have 4.25 inches on the green line. Then I will mark on the 2 sides like so, making sure that this part is on 8.5 inches. Are we on the same page? Then for the ankle line, I'm going to take the same measurement I have on the knee line, on the ankle line, okay? Because I want my trousers to be free. I want it to be straight. So I'm going to take the same measurement there. I will mark it and mark the same thing on the hemming allowance line. Then I will connect my measurement on the knee line straight down to the hemming allowance line. Then I'm going to connect to the hip line like so. Then I will connect the thigh line to the knee line on this part like so, and connect to the crotch line like so. Then from this waistline, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. This is to remove any form of bulginess on that part and also to accommodate the stomach. But if you have a very big stomach, you come down by 1.5 inches. This is not going to affect the length of your trousers in any way. This is to accommodate your stomach and make it to relax on that part, okay? So I'm going to mark and connect to the other end like so. Then I will add half an inch joining allowance on the waistline. I will mark and connect like those. Then I will extend this dart straight up to the joining allowance line. Then from those points, I'm going to come out by 2 inches, okay, for my zipper fly, okay. Then I will mark it. Actually, it's supposed to be 1.5 inches, but I considered my half an inch joining allowance, okay. I will mark it and connect it straight down to the hip line. Then I'm going to curve it into the crotch curve like so. This is the curve you normally see on trousers. Hope it's beautiful. Give that a thumbs up. Then I'm going to add half an inch joining allowance on all those parts, okay? I will connect like so. Then I will go ahead and cut. But before cutting, I'm going to fold in my hemming allowance like this, okay? Because if you cut without folding it in like so, you'll find out that you're going to shove fabric there. Okay, so now go ahead and cut. So follow me closely. Let's cut. I forgot to connect the half an inch joining allowance I put on the crotch line, okay? But that's fine. The only place we are going to add it now is from this point where the zipper fly stopped to that my crotch point, okay? That's the only place we are going to add half an inch joining allowance, okay? So guys, that's it. You can see how pretty it looks already. We now move over to the back panel. I'll be using the front part to work out the back part. So I'm going to place the front part on the pattern paper for the back panel. So I'm going to measure the crotch extension of the front panel, okay? And I have 2.5 inches. So I'm going to extend this one on the back part with 2.5 inches, okay? Please, the half an inch joining allowance will not be included in your measurement. I will mark and I will connect like so. Then I'm going to get the midpoint of this my waistline where you can see I place my tape. That's from this edge to the first leg of the dart. That's if there is any word like that, okay? I will mark it. Then from those point, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches, okay? Not from the joining allowance line, no. From the main waistline, okay? I will go up by 1.5 inches. I will mark it. Then from those point, I'm going to go up by 2 inches, okay? I will mark it. Then I'm going to get the midpoint of waistline to the hip line, okay? I will mark it. And from that point, I'm going to go down by half an inch. I will mark it. So this is how I'm going to connect it, okay? On the back part, okay? So this one I marked here, I'm going to mark it on the back pattern paper on the same point, okay? This is me replicating the point. Then from those points, I'm going to go down by half an inch. This is to accommodate my butt and give it a nice shape. Then I will go ahead and connect my markings this way. Then I will extend this my waistline like so. Then I'm going to measure the waistline of the front panel, okay? And I have 9.5 inches. So I'm going to take the back panel measurement, okay, from this point, okay? I will measure like this to get 9.5 inches. Then I will mark. Then on the hip line, I'm going to add 1 inch. That's I will add 1 inch from the joining allowance line, okay? Then I will add the same 1 inch on the crotch line. On the thigh line, I will add half an inch. Add half an inch on the knee line, half an inch on the ankle line, and also half an inch on the hemming allowance line. And I will connect my markings. On this knee part, I will add half an inch, add half an inch on the ankle line and also hemming allowance line. Then I will connect my markings like so. On this waistline, I will add half an inch for joining allowance. I will mark and I'm going to connect like those. Then for the back dart, I'm going to measure where I have the dart on the front part, okay? Then I'm going to mark the same thing here. Then from those points, I'm going to come down by 6 inches, okay? Taking 1.5 inches off, okay, for the band, okay? So what I have left is 4.5 inches. I will mark it and connect it like so. Then from those points, I'm going to go in by half an inch and go out by half an inch to form the dart. Then I'm going to connect like so. So guys, this is it for the back panel. When I go ahead and cut. So guys, this is it. You can see how perfect it looks. Then for the band, okay, I'm going to measure the waistline, okay? and I have 9.5 inches, including that. That's if I remove 1 inch that intake here, I have 8.5 inches left, okay? That's 8.5 inches for the front part and 8.5 inches for the back part. So altogether, I have 17 inches. So I'm going to use the 17 inches to cut out my waistband. I'm going to fold my pattern paper, okay, into 4 like so. The waistband measurement we are working with is 17 inches. So 17 being divided by 2 will give us 8.5 inches, okay? Then I will add 2 inches for the overlap. I will mark and I will connect like so. Then for the length of the waistband, okay? Remember that we took 1.5 inches from the waistline, okay? So that 1.5 inches is what we are going to use for the waistband. Then I will add half an inch for joining allowance. I will mark and I'm going to connect like so. So guys, basically that's it. It is that simple. Then for the pocket, I'm using 7 inches for the width of the pocket and 9 inches for the length of the pocket. You can go beyond that, okay? Then I will mark and I will connect like so. Then from those points, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches diagonally to give it that kind of shape you normally see on pockets, though this is optional. Then from this my waistline, I'm going to go in by 2 inches, okay? Then from those points, I'm going to go down by 7 inches. I will mark and I'm going to connect like so. Then I will add half an inch joining allowance all through like so. Then I will connect. Then I will cut. Then I'm going to place the cutout on the pocket, okay, like so. Then I'm going to open it up like so. The part that I place the cutout on is the part that we joined, okay, on the pocket opening, okay. So I'm going to place it this way and I'm going to cut it out. So guys, that's it. And this is how it's going to come out, okay, after joining. So guys, that's it. And this is all I have for you for today. If you find this tutorial helpful, please subscribe, comment, like, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.